He's really lighthearted, isn't he? He really is lighthearted and fun. He's one of these guys that's so easy to be around. What's happening, everyone? My name is Max. We are back. More BTS. Guys, I've been reacting to BTS now for over 2 years. I'm thinking about reacting to my first reaction to see how my opinions have changed. But let's get into this, guys. Suga with JK, and I'm gonna, after this, if you wanna watch my uncut reaction and you wanna watch a bonus clip with me, you can do that on Patreon. After this, I'm gonna be reacting to JK's clip doing the karaoke stuff. So if you wanna watch that, you can go straight to my Patreon page. I've included the link in my description below. Other than that, guys, I look forward to this. Let's do it.
아니 요즘 간헐적 단식을 하신다고.
네, 그게 좋대요. 건강에. 다이어트에 대해서 좀 찾아보다가 간헐적 단식에 대한 이론을 빠삭하게 좀 공부를 해가지고 아 이거 되게 도움 많이 되겠다.
너 어떻게 16팔로 해 아니면?
24.
아 빡세게 하네.
근데 막 강박
시키지는 않지 그지?
강박처럼 막 그렇게 하진 않고.
그냥 뭐 하루에 한두 끼만 먹는다 생각하면 그냥 오늘 스트레스 안 받더라고.
Yeah, it's just an easy flowing conversation so far. It feels like they have a lot to talk about and catch up on. The fact that they already know each other so well makes the conversation much more comfortable right away. They don't have to like get into rapport building or small talk at all. You know, it's just sort of like catching up on what's happening in JK's life.
어떤 곡이야? 이거 들어봐야 되는 거 아니야? 나 아직 못 들어봤어. 나 투어하고.
아 진짜요? 곡을 안 들어봤나?
나 2달 동안 한국에 없었다고.
아 그러네. 곡을 뭐 틀어주실 수가 있나요?
응. 오케이. 야 벌써 왔어.
너무 좋죠.
핫백 1위다. 야 가자. 동구가 가자 핫백 1위. 야 첫 소리만 들으면 알겠다. 이거 핫백 1위다. 가자.
And you know Suga has an ear for that kind of stuff too, right? I'm getting a feeling right away this is going to be #1 on the charts. He knows, man. He knows what hits. I was saying not too long ago that JK's just got the perfect sound and voice for the mainstream, doesn't he? He's got the sound, he's got the look, he's got the confidence, he's got the swag, he's got everything.
안무가 있어.
You have a choreo for this.
이거 볼 수 있어?
아 제가 쳐줄까요 지금?
좋아. 쳐줘.
He's so cool, right? He's so cool. Suga just admiring him there and appreciating him, and maybe he was thinking the same thing I was in that moment. Like, he's so cool. JK's, to me, is a little bit more on the introverted side. It's not, I don't think, in his nature to be loud or commanding the attention in the space because he wants to get his word out or his message across. No, he's more responsive to the situation, I find. But he's very much himself, right? He's very much himself. I think there's sort of a quirkiness about him. There's a little bit of a weirdness to him. And we kind of see it in moments like that when he's singing to himself. But that's what makes him cool, right? When you are sort of unapologetic and confident in your quirks and your uniqueness as a person, I think that is what essentially makes us cool, right?
이런 곡이에요.
아 이거는 챌린지다.
이런 거예요?
아 좋다. 아유 야 핫백 1위 하겠다.
He's so
진짜.
good.
아유,
He's so good. He's
됐다.
effortless and he loves it too, right? It's effortless and he loves it. You could tell he loves it. He loves getting up and performing.
근데 이제 두 번째도 이런 곡이 나와야 되는데 없어.
내가 써주면 되는 거 아니야?
형 곡? 잘할 수 있어요?
네. 내 노트북 안에 있어. 다 있어. 저지 한번 하면 저지.
저지 클럽?
네.
저지 클럽을 하고 싶긴 했어요.
나 그거 있어. 진짜 있어. 그렇게 하면 돼. 이렇게.
뭘 그렇게 하면
하면 돼 그렇게. 알겠어?
일단 줘봐요 그러면.
줘봐요 그냥.
That was a funny little interaction. Like Suga legitimately obviously wants to produce a song for JK. I could produce a song for you. Like JK's kind of the superstar here. It's like I could produce a song for you. I like that.
아니 그리고 이걸 알아야 된다니까. 이 친구가 원래 회사 들어오기 전까지 노래라는 걸 해본 적이 없다니까.
그죠?
근데 나 옆에서 그 과정들을 다 봤잖아.
솔직히 그 좀 옛날에는 너무 부담이었고 그런 소리 듣고 싶지도 않았고 그런 소리들 때문에 내가 더 열심히 살 수밖에 없었어요.
그치. 아니 근데 계속 해야지 뭐 어떡해. 재능을 타고 났는데 종호는 그 공을 또 잘하고 뭐. 근데 재능이 있으니까 뭐 그렇게 해도 됐던 거지 뭐. 솔직히 야 그냥 재능이야 재능.
Yeah, it's interesting. Suga really has high praise for Jungkook. He really gives him his flowers and gives him his props. Tells him that directly. And I think he really looks at JK out of everyone like maybe the biggest superstar out of them all. It's like more than pride. He's proud of him, but he also like admires him and looks up to him in a way. Even though JK is like his brother and JK looks up to Suga in his own way, I think Suga like is like, I'm in the presence of greatness here.
재밌을 것 같아. 나는 공연 무대 어떻게 하지? 벌써부터 지금 생각해놔야 되나?
그때 가면 옆에서 내가 많이 알려줄게. 내가 준비를 진짜 오래 했거든. 런스루를 한 달 전부터 했었어. 일주일에
진짜로요?
세 번씩. 이제 총 28번 하고 투어가 끝나는데.
오, 준비 엄청 열심히 했네.
왜냐면 혼자 해야 되니까 솔직히 좀 무섭긴 하잖아.
무섭기도 하겠다.
그러니까 이제 팀이 좋은 거는 내 옆에 멤버들이 든든하니까. 내가 중간에 감기 엄청 심하게 걸려가지고 무대에서 나 쓰러지는 거 아닐까라는 생각까지 했었어.
이번에 투어하면서
생각했을 거.
Like you can tell, like JK's right there with Suga throughout this whole conversation.
런스루를 한 달 전부터 했었어. 일주일에
진짜로요?
세 번씩. 이제 총 28번 하고 투어가 끝나는데.
오,
I want to know more. I want to learn more. That's essentially what JK's demonstrating. I want to know more. I'm interested in what you're saying.
그런 끝내고 한국 돌아왔는데 가서 아무것도 못하고 그냥 잤어.
아 그것도 엄청 스트레스겠다.
아침에 딱 일어났는데 원래 내 목이 안 쉬잖아 잘. 근데
안 나와.
이렇게 된 거야. 부모님이랑 같이 있었는데 방해가 있으라고 검사해보겠다. 근데 검사는 안 나오긴 했어.
다행히.
코로나 검사는 안 나왔어. 근데 어쨌든
Right? Everything, almost after every pause that there is in Suga's message here, and you hear JK, oh, you got a cold, you did this, this happened.
근데
안 나와.
The signs of him just being completely present with him are there. Again, this is actually a sign of just a good conversationalist in general.
올라가긴 해야 되잖아. 뭐 올라갔지 뭐. 그냥 해야 돼 그냥. 막 여름 막 38도 막 9도 올라가는데 막 어쨌든 기타 잡고 노래해야 되는데 안 되니까.
아, 그 진짜 스트레스 안 돼.
근데 뭐 라이브를 못하면 안 돼.
Empathizing there with the feeling that Suga might have had. Oh, that's so stressful.
기타 잡고 노래해야 되는데 안 되니까.
아, 그 진짜 스트레스 안 돼.
JK is an excellent listener. That's what I gathered from this conversation so far. Is JK is an excellent listener. He really is. When JK is present and with you, you can really feel it.
그래서 제가 카타르 공연 전 한 5, 6일 전에 미리 갔거든요. 와, 근데 일찍 가기 너무 잘한 거예요.
왜?
원래는 그냥 가서 이제 리허설만 딱 하고 하는 거라고 생각했다가 막상 또 고쳐야 될 부분이 좀 있는 거예요. 안무도 난 솔직히 못 받았어요.
아 그래?
못 받았어요. 댄서들만 있고 나는 그냥 아무것도 없었어요. 근데 내가 여기서 안무를 안 하면 너무 이상할 것 같은 거예요. 그래서 이제 그냥 안무 영상 달라고 내가 그냥 카피하겠다고 해가지고
땄구나.
따고 이제 막사비 같은 경우에도 안무가 바뀌거든요. 이렇게
그러니까.
세게. 그것도 그냥 제가 수정해달라고 해서 바뀐 거고 그다음 동선이랑 이런 것도 제가 다 하고 그렇게 해서 된 거예요. 원래는 아무것도 없었어요. 진짜.
아니 근데 진짜 너무 와.
Jungkook has no problem answering these questions. I mean, he's very open. He's very open with Yoongi. But he's just as happy and comfortable and relaxed when he gets into listening mode as well. He doesn't need to make it about him. JK doesn't need to make it about him. Right? I think it's nice when he has someone prompting him, like Suga, asking him questions about Qatar and performing there and about his music and about his future plans. He likes sharing with people who he's comfortable with, but he doesn't need to, right? He's happy kind of playing the opposite role and being the listener too. They're both right in this conversation. That's why it's so good, and I'm sure that's part of why so many people loved it and recommended it. What I'm learning is JK is like a really, really just solid conversationalist.
아 나는 그냥 그 보면서 야 쟤는 진짜
What did I say, right? He looks up to him, he admires him, he looks at him like a superstar, I'm telling you. There you go. Suga said it himself.
야 쟤는 진짜
내가 객관적으로 그런 걸 볼 수 있을 때 내가 또 부족한 부분이 또 보이니까 그거를 이제 또 보완하고
정말 너가 많이 이게 성장을 했다라고 느끼는 부분이 그런 거였거든. 옛날에는 네가 딱 거기 딱 꽂히면
치면은 못 벗어나죠.
예, 막 애가 막 너무 힘들어하고 너무 막 괴로워하니까 옆에서 막 아무리 괜찮아 막 해도 못 벗어났던 그게 불과 한 3, 4년 전에도 그랬었어. 근데
처음 투어할 때.
우리 막 쉬고 이렇게 하면서 전정국이라는 오로지 본인한테 집중을 하면서 나는 카타르도 그렇고 이번 나올 싱글도 그렇고 많이 성장을 했다는 게 느껴지거든.
That's great. These guys know each other really well, huh? These guys know each other really well, and it must feel great for JK to have a guy like Suga who understands him. That's got to feel cool. That's got to feel special. I mean, these guys have a really, really cool dynamic. They just seem like they're so much on the same page. Like I said, finishing each other's sentences and just full of appreciation for each other.
나는 너 다쳤을 때
아,
아니 갑자기 얘가 막 몸 풀겠다고 화장실 갔다가 갑자기
화장실 갔다.
그래서 나오는데
피가. 와.
그리고 얘 무대 못 올라가서 울었잖아. 너.
아, 너무 속상했죠.
그러니까
굉장히 아쉽고 공연에 대한 욕심이 되게 가득 차 있는 친구인데
그냥 100%에서 꺼내야 돼.
네가 웃고 있어서 다행이다. 네가 울고 있을까 봐.
I remember this scene. Yeah, I think that breaks Jungkook's heart not being able to perform, you know? Obviously, because he doesn't want to let the fans down, but I think for him, this is what he lives for. This is his love, this is his life, this is his passion. And when you take that away from someone, it's heartbreaking.
예전에 인터뷰에서 나는 형들의 성격이 다 담긴 인격체라는 이야기를
응, 맞죠.
내가 봐도 그래.
제 말투에서 다 나와. 멤버들의 그게
그럼 나한테는 뭘 가져간 거야?
가져간 느낌이 아니라 그냥 스펀지처럼 그냥 나도 모르게 이걸 그냥
내가 봤을 때는 너 시기별로 되게 영향받는 애들이 있어. 어떨 때는 남준이 막 어제 막 석진이 형을 받고
나에 대해서 많이 생각을 안 하니까.
되게 유연한 거지.
근데 딱 좀 그럴 때 있어요. 다른 사람들이랑 대화할 때 형들이 얘기했던 그 포인트들이 생각이 날 때가 있어요.
예를 들면
예를 들면 또 생각이 안 나는데
Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting concept to think about. To think about JK kind of taking on all the personalities of the guys, it's probably more he's just taken a lot of nuggets of wisdom from the guys because he is obviously his own person. I mean, he's very much his own person, but these guys have sort of been like his mentors, I guess, growing up. These guys are good guys to look up to.
그거는 이제 네가 좋은 사람이라서 좋은 사람들이 옆에 있는 거야.
Yeah.
아, 난 그렇게 생각 안 해요. 저는 제 스스로 제가 좋은 사람이라고 생각 안 하거든요.
나쁜 사람은 아닐 거 아니야.
나쁜 사람이 될 수 있다면 됐겠죠.
야, 너는 천상이 될 수가 없어.
내 인생에서 뭔가 제일 뭔가 행운이라고 생각하는 점 중에 점 중에가 아니라 그냥 그거 딱 하나가 제일 그건 것 같아요.
Yeah, it's really cool to see JK's appreciation here for the guys, and interesting to say he doesn't think of himself as a good person. Like Suga was almost taken aback by that. Well, you're not a bad person. But again, we're just seeing a lot of honesty from JK here. He's just unfiltered in a way here.
내가 다 기억하고 있어.
신기하다.
왜 그런지 모르겠는데 아무튼 다 기억하고 있어.
밥 한 공기만 더 주세요.
내 거 먹어, 내 거. 간헐적 단식을 하는데 세 끼를 한 번에 먹는 거 아니야?
그건 중요하지 않아요. 얼마나 먹는 건 중요하지 않아요. 공복 시간이 중요한 거예요.
야, 나도 그거 하면서 한 번에 많이 먹으니까 찌긴 하더라.
밥도 잘 먹지 못해.
아니 뭐 더 하고 싶은 이야기 없어?
없는데요?
나 집에 가고 싶지?
아니요. 재밌는데? 여기 먼저 퇴근해요.
Right? So Suga's like, is there anything else you want to talk about? No. Like, he can go either way, Jungkook. It feels like he's open to taking the conversation anywhere, in any direction. That's what you get when you talk to him. He's open. Yeah, we could take it here. If you want to go to this place where we're getting a little deeper, we can go here. If you kind of just want to joke around here, we can do this. Like, he said it himself. I think he is adaptable in that way. And I think that's what we're seeing in his communication. He's adaptable. Just because he's adaptable doesn't mean he's changing his personality. He's just open-minded in that sense. He's open in that sense. There's not like a rigidity to the way he communicates. I think that's the cool thing about JK. He doesn't feel like he needs to be in control.
쉬는 코너가 있는 거 알지? 아니, 봤다면 쉽다.
끝까지 안 봐요.
나는 애청자인 줄 알고 초대를 했는데 타임머신 향이 있는데 내가 가고 싶으면 뭐 과거일 수도 있고 미래일 수도 있고
I think he really just likes hanging out and being in the present and having fun and having a laugh. And he can obviously get deep too, but he doesn't need to. Within a conversation, I think he just likes when it kind of flows naturally. I don't think he cares to have a plan. I think that's part of what makes him so fun. He's not overthinking anything here.
한다고 하면 과거요.
언제로 돌아가고 싶어?
초등학생?
왜?
기억을 다 가지고 돌아가는 거예요? 아니면 아예 리셋되는 거예요?
가지고 돌아가야지 말이 되지 않을까?
그죠? 그럼 초등학생.
뭐 할 거야?
내 미래를 알고 있으니까 내가 지금 위치까지 와 있을 거 아니에요? 그럼 난 개인적으로 그냥 엄청 할 수 있는 거를 많이 만들어 놓을 것 같은데.
예를 들면 곡이나 뭐 이런 것들
실력이나 춤이나 공부도 그렇고 영어 공부 뭐 그런 것들
영어 공부 안 하고 있어 지금?
하고 있어요.
요즘 웬만한 대화는 영어로 할 거 아니야?
안 하면 되는데요?
금방 좀 하면 돼.
그거 해야죠.
Again, it's that honesty. You can have conversations in English, can't you? Not really. Like, I think that's part of his charm as well. Like, JK is really okay with laughing at himself and not feeling like he has everything all together. That's such a likable quality in a person. And you see it with Jungkook. That's sort of his way of showing his humility. That's one of his ways, is not pretending to know everything or have everything figured out. There's a humility in that, and there's a relatability in that too, right? No one knows everything.
우리 웬만한 대화는 영어로 할 거 아니야?
안 되는데요?
Perfection isn't human, and as a result, it's not relatable. And as a result, it's going to impact your connections. So JK, I feel like one of the reasons he's so intimately connected with ARMY and why he's so loved by everyone he seems to meet, all his members, is because he has that kind of humility about him. Doesn't need to have everything right. Doesn't need to be correct. He doesn't need to know. He's cool with himself. He doesn't need to know everything. People who don't necessarily feel comfortable with themselves might compensate by saying, yeah, no, I know this, I've got this together. I know I can speak English pretty well.
아니 너 데뷔 초에 전에서 들었어. 뭔 소리야.
아니야.
그때 잘했어.
못했어요.
다 못했지. 근데 처음부터 어떻게 잘하냐고 나 그게
Yeah,
궁금하니까.
exactly.
그러니까 진짜 천년도 소리를 듣게끔
너 만년도를 하고 있어. 뭘 또 욕심을 더 내. 지금처럼 하면 되지.
욕심이 없으면은
I love the big brother mode that Suga's in right now too. And you hear this from Suga a lot, actually. I have recently. It's like, why are you so hard on yourself? That's sort of the sentiment. Don't be so hard on yourself. No one's perfect. You're killing it. What you're doing now is totally fine. What you're doing now is amazing. I think that's a big thing with Suga. Like he doesn't want you to be hard on yourself. He looks after you in that way. Because he was probably hard on himself and he knows how difficult that is when you're that hard on yourself. So I think that's where his sort of big brother mode comes out a lot. Trying to encourage the guys not to be so hard on themselves.
전정국
BTS 정국 말고 꿈이라는 게 있어.
전제가 잘못됐어요 지금.
그치, 막 그 두 개를 떼어놓을 수는 없지.
그렇게 분리를 하는 사람이 아니에요. 인간 전정국에 BTS 전정국 꿈. 좀 그런 날이 왔으면 좋겠어요. 나 스스로 내가 개쩐다고 생각했을 때 진짜 멋있다. 나 스스로.
그런 나르시스트가 되겠다고?
저는 지금도 아직도 제가 많이 부족하다고 생각하고 있죠.
It's funny how cool everyone thinks JK is and how much of a superstar and genius he is, we all say, but he's really hard on himself. His standards for himself, his standards of excellence are extremely high. So I sort of believe him when he says that. I do think he thinks he's cool, but I do think he wants to get to another level where he looks at himself and says, that guy's the man. But JK has a real strong belief in himself. And he has this thirst to learn and improve and grow, but he doesn't rest on his laurels. He doesn't seem to ever get too comfortable. There's always room to improve, but he has the belief in himself that he's able to. So I think that's what propels him.
네, 지금까지 슈치타. 네, 많은 사랑 보내주셔서 너무 감사드리고요. 오늘을 마지막으로 슈치타는 없어질 것 같습니다.
Suga's just taken by him, you know? Suga's like, I know him. I'm proud of him. That's my guy. That's my younger brother. That's him.
네, 너무 고생 많으셨고요. 건강하십시오. 사랑할 수 있나요? 내가 다가간 만큼.
I think JK actually makes Suga feel like a kid. Suga like gets out of his head almost completely when he's with JK. Jungkook, I think the younger guys in general really bring out a child-like way in Suga. Suga really looks at JK as, obviously as a superstar, but as his little brother.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Whoa, yeah. Whoa. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Whoa, yeah.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
준비하시고 서세요. That, like that. 기분 좋아, baby.
So good, and I love how he's just playing around and they're just doing karaoke, but he's still sounding like he's on stage in front of thousands and thousands.
Do what you want. Say what you want. Do what you want. That's
I love these two. I love these
what you
two.
want.
가자. 수고하셨습니다.
고맙습니다. 수고했어.
뭐 안 갈 거야?
가야지 가까이.
마실 거면 집에 가서.
JK just wants to hang, right? He just wants to hang.
그냥 더 먹으려고?
아깝잖아.
Now he's just back to chilling, you know? He was just singing his heart out and completely killing it, and it just seems so effortless with him. Now he's just back to hanging out. It's just an easy transition. Like going back and forth between performing and chilling is like the easiest transition. That's how you can tell it's just a part of him. It's just a part of who he is.
또 가. 뭘 여기서 마시냐고. 아무튼 너무 즐거웠다.
즐거웠어. 되게 좋았어.
나 간다.
수고하시고. 들어가. 되게 재밌는데 노래나 한 곡 부르러 갈까?
Nice. And what I wanted to say about JK too before we end with this last song here is like, he's really lighthearted, isn't he? He really is lighthearted and fun. I think that's part of the reason why he's so, like I said before, loved. He's one of these guys that's so easy to be around. I think part of his adaptability in conversation just makes him so fun to be around. He can take a joke so well. He can give a joke so well. He can go deep, right? He understands the guys. He listens. He's just very well-rounded in that sense. So I think, he's one of these guys that you just love being around, and he brings that positive energy.
He's
just freestyling now.
미안합니다. 좀만 더 놀다가.
He loves what he does. JK loves what he does. He's not ready to leave. I'm gonna have to watch the full Noribon clip later.
고생하셨습니다.
That's awesome. That is awesome. The kid loves putting on a show. He loves it. Oh man, this is what he lives for. It's so good to see him in his element. And as much as JK says he's sort of adapted to the personalities, he's taken on the personalities of the other members, he's so much his own person. But he's got this real openness about him, a real openness about him. And I think that's probably why he's got such a special, intimate relationship and connection with ARMY. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. And again, if you want to watch my uncut reaction plus the Noribon clip, all you need to do is go to my Patreon page. I've included the link in my description below. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.